Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the Triple R Show. Real Raw Recovery, where healing meets honesty every single day. My name is Mike. I'm one of your co-hosts. This is John.
How we doing, everybody?
And we are, again, excited to have you here. Last week, we introduced the importance of self-love and internal healing. The process of transformation begins from inside, not from external factors. It's how you feel about yourself, and that starts every morning with you looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you are perfect, whole, and complete. Now, in order to change, you have to change your thinking. We change our thinking, we change our behavior. When I hear the phrase, well, it is what it is, or living life on life's terms, I think that is nonsense because we create our own story. You are the author of your life. But John and I both know that we can't change you. We can only share with you the experiences that we've had on our journeys and how important regaining our self-esteem and our self-worth has meant in our transformation. You're going to have to make that choice if this is the way of life that you want to live. And on that step, on that journey, the first thing you're going to run into is your frenemy, which is called resistance. While the work is simple, it's not easy. It becomes easier as you keep doing it and you show a commitment, and you'll start seeing the growth. So you've been accustomed to control, judgment, a lack of understanding because of your own self-worth. And that's where in the past we've chosen a poor solution to the problem that is rarely addressed. And that's how we feel about ourselves and that we're not good enough. And that's where we say we're going to pick up a drink or we're going to use. And the reason that we have chosen that solution, again, which is a poor solution, is for years and for decades, our self-conscious, we have been feeding it negative self-talk, which has now been ingrained, like we spoke last week about a computer, and we have to reprogram that computer. You are not going to get rid of the memories that you have, but you can overload it with positive thoughts, positive visualizations to cover up what's really going on with the subconscious. When we change the subconscious to bring the subconscious to the conscious is when our life is going to change, when our behaviors are going to change. If you take a look at our Instagram, we have a post on there, feed the good wolf and starve the bad wolf. Well, the good wolf is in reference to positive self-talk. I am perfect, whole, and complete. I love my power and ability to make positive changes in my life. I love my life exactly as it is right now.
I think when you talk about that, we got to understand that we are going to get the negative thoughts that come into our head. And in order to not feed that bad wolf, we need to accept those bad thoughts because we need to love ourselves in whole. We have to love those bad thoughts and treat them and turn them into positive ones.
I believe it was Don Miguel Ruiz who said that we created that bad wolf. It's part of us. And if we're perfect, whole, and complete, then we have to understand that that wolf is going to be there with the good wolf. And the objective is going to be to bring them close together so that they can live together, because they're living together right now. They're just not living together in harmony.
If we fight and judge that bad wolf, we will never be able to get rid of it.
Now, some areas we touched on it briefly that you're going to face with resistance is impatience. Because when you do your mirror work and you start making a commitment, you're going to say, well, I don't see a change. I feel the same way. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be, because that is your subconscious telling you that you're not used to this. So when you do the mirror work and you say these things to yourself, you are not going to believe them. And you're going to shake your head in disbelief and you're going to walk away from it despondent. You're going to realize when you start getting better is when you're aware of the resistance that you're facing and you continue to do the work anyway, instead of walking away and putting it down.
I believe impatience is most people's problem with recovery because they want that instant gratification.
Well, we live in a McDonald's world. On the computer, you can't go into a store without punching in what your order is so that it's there when you get there. In Amazon, you're paying extra for a product that you don't need because you want it the very next morning. Now you're dealing with your life, and you need to make a commitment as though your life depends on it, because you know what? It does. And I don't care how old you are, how young you are, how sick you may be. Your life at some point is absolutely going to be a crux in this decision that you're making. If you want to get to a point where you are happy, you are serene, you are peaceful, you don't have frustration, you're not judging, and you're loving yourself. But that's a choice that you have to make. It brings us right back to the triangle. Everything comes back to the triangle: choice, responsibility, and power. And if you live inside that triangle then you are going to be astonished at the results that you get. Now, you have not been given a lot of this information in the past, or if you've tried other support groups, but this information has been around for thousands of years. It's not mainstream. It's not thrown at you whether you're going to a treatment center or you're going to some therapists where it's all about powerlessness and that you're not in control. Here, the buck starts and it ends with you. I made a choice. There are consequences. I'm going to take responsibility for the choices that I made, and I had the power to make those choices. You never lose your power, but your choices will change based on how you feel about yourself. Change your thoughts and your behavior will change. The other thing you're going to run into is not following suggestions. The whole thing with not following suggestions, you're going to hear people saying, I know. Well, you know what? You don't know. I don't know. John doesn't know. None of us know. You can just make the best choice for you in this moment. And if you're not open to suggestions, that means you're being closed-minded and you're not giving yourself room to grow. And this program is designed for you to grow and not just picking up or using. It's designed for you to become a better human being. It's designed for you to look in the mirror at night before you go to bed and be proud of the person that you're looking at and be able to say honestly with authenticity that I had a better day today than I had yesterday. And when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you do your affirmations, you're going to start agreeing with them. And you say, you know what? Today's a new day and today's going to be better than it was yesterday. And that never stops. You are on a journey. We are on a journey. We are on a journey together. But there is no destination. We are never going to get to the top of the mountain.
That climb gets easier, but there is no top. I think when you were talking about, the powerlessness, I think that's not taking responsibility. And that's a thing I have with the support groups is right off the bat, we're not taking responsibility of our lives and blaming the alcohol. And it's not the alcohol. It's our thinking.
Yeah, it's never been the substance. The substance has just been a way for us to mask or hide from what is actually the source of the problem, which is how we feel about ourselves internally. Procrastination is another thing that you're going to run into with resistance. And you say, well, I'll do that on Monday, or I don't have the time to do it right now. It's a good idea, but I'll try it, I'll try it next month. The time is now. The time is now.
Yes, the time is now.
And one way to avoid procrastination is, and I know John does it and I do it as well, is to create a daily health plan. And I'm not just talking about going to the gym and working out. A daily health plan that's going to affect every aspect of your life. Your spiritual life, your physical life, your emotional life, and stick to the plan. So it's make a plan and work the plan. And that's going to keep you out of procrastination. And you stick to it and you follow it. Now, of course, you have to be flexible with it. Things come up in life. We talked about life not being linear. So flexibility is the key. But flexibility is the key in all areas of your life. Things are going to come up. It's how you deal with it. It's how you perceive events. Perception is key in this.
So another thing we have on resistance is when we reach out to somebody else for validation.
Because a lot of times, while we may start getting better, there are people that are close to us that can see things in our blind spots. We're not going to meetings. We're getting frustrated. We become impatient. We become judgmental. All characteristics that we had displayed in the past when we had poor self-esteem. It's just a reflection of how we feel about ourselves and deflecting any positivity into our lives. Everything you say has to be positive. So being able to ask somebody how you're doing is a big step towards your recovery and towards your transformation, because so many of us in life want to control everything. And God forbid that we ask another human being for help. We think it's a sign of weakness. And when I say we, I'm talking about all of us. It's a sign of weakness, where actually it's a sign of strength.
Asking is wisdom.
Yeah. We can have all the knowledge in the world, but applying it is wisdom. And there are people in my life that are very important to me. I have given them permission, not that they need it, but I have encouraged them and have given them permission to approach me if they see any of these characteristics that, if I start displaying them, that could lead me down a path which I am not going. Lose the control in your life. We do not control anything but ourselves. We can't change you, folks. Can't change our bosses. You can't change the people we work with. The only thing you could change is yourself. And through our own experiences and our own transformation, we are extremely confident that if you stick with this work, that you will see a positive change in yourself. Your family will see a change in your life. The people you work with and the people you work for will see absolute change in your life. But the most important thing is when you look in the mirror in the morning and at night is that you see the change, and you're going to feel that change. And once you get it and you start feeling it, there is nothing in the world that you would do to take that away. All right. So again, everybody, thank you for joining us at RRR, Real Raw Recovery, where healing meets honesty every single day. We are very excited about this journey that we are all taking together. If you have any thoughts or comments or questions, you can email us on our website at realrawrecovery.org or on any of our social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram, and we will get back to you as soon as we can with any questions or comments that you have. John, thank you again.
Thank you, Mike.
And we look forward to seeing you next week. Till then, everyone.